Hi guys, and welcome back to Williamsburg, Brooklyn, where last time our unlevel floors were stripped back to the original pine, and we discovered the colorful ghosts of the previous owners under all three levels. Then that 3-inch sag in our floors was shimmed, and they were returned to laser perfect over the course of a long week. And on Saturday, my husband gave it his seal of approval. This time, the crew's taking apart our original 1881 staircase. It's leaning to the left, and it has to be lifted to match the new floor level. If this all sounds like your kind of thing, then do me a favor and consider subscribing and hitting the bell to know when our new videos are up, okay? Let's go.
So this old staircase is the only remaining piece of detail from 1881 that still exists in our house. It was the only remaining piece of detail when we bought it 10 years ago. So we really want to keep it. And we've leveled the floors now on the second and the third floor, which means we have to adjust the staircase slightly so that it is also level. So it's a 1/2 inch here, a 1/2 inch there. So today's the day that happens, and well, we're pretty concerned that it all gets done correctly, because we don't want to wreck this thing. We don't want to mess it up in any way. We love it.
So the first steps in taking the staircase apart are removing the railings and the balusters from where it attaches here at the base. Amazingly, after 140 years, we're only missing 3 of the balusters in the entire house. And we're having them all refinished, and we'll replace them in a few months. The next step is to remove this triangular decorative piece of woodwork here at the base. Each of the pieces of the staircase will be refinished and reinstalled later this summer. Since the staircase is attached at the bottom and the top and the sides, there's a lot of places to pay attention to. Do you take it apart?
Yeah, take only the... We like to separate this. You see this, the seam here?
Yeah.
So we're gonna separate this part from this part, and then one more seam is here. Okay. So we separate this part we stay here, we go up, and then we have to move a little bit up and move from the wall.
Oh.
Okay, and make it straight, all right?
That's today.
So this curve belongs to this part of the stairs, and this is like a straight one. Stay here.
Right. Okay. So next up is the newel post, which has seen a lot of wear and tear over the years, but we love it and we're having it refinished. What do you expect is going to come apart? Where are the seams?
Seam is here. Okay, but
So you think this top? So you think this top piece will come off?
No, this is one piece.
Ah.
Rail is this is the post cap. It's together with this rail. Okay, so we have to separate the post cap for the rail, because I don't want to separate this. So we're gonna. So I wanna cut inside. Do the multi-master, and I will cut inside, because we have to move this post, because we need the space to move the stairs.
So you got it loose?
wait to do the floor.
So what happens next? What over here?
We're gonna look here. We're gonna cut all these nails here.
So there's nails on the backside?
Yes.
And does this piece of wood stay or come off?
Stay.
You're just trying to separate it from the wall.
Yes.
All the way up.
Yes.
Is that a hard job?
Yes.
So then they bring out the laser, which gives them a sense of how far off center it is, how far off level it is, and just how far we have to go. Then they carefully start to pry the staircase loose from where it's been attached to the joists. The shims are all on hand, ready to be slid in at a moment's notice. But the work continues to separate the staircase from the house. Now that that's separated, the third floor railing and the balusters are next. First, they take off the fascia board around the header. Then they pry the entire thing up from the floor.
We big professional.
Then they're able to go after the other fascia board, get that one off, and that reveals the header that's been hidden behind the fascia boards for all these years, with their amazing construction techniques from 1880. Then once the staircase is free up above, they begin to temporarily support it from down below. Then they start to cut through the nails that are holding it to the side wall. And then, using the crowbar, they begin to see where else it might be attached that they haven't seen yet. They cut a few wedges, getting them ready. And slowly but surely they try and pry the staircase away from the header and insert one of the wedges. There, they got one in.
Ale tu jeszcze ci step dochodzi, nie?
Now that it's been lifted a bit, they add some shims to the temporary supports below. They do some measurements again to see how far they need to go. Then it's back to the crowbar. Then once the wedge has given them some room, they slip in a half-inch piece of plywood into the open side and screw it in, before trying to do the same thing on the other side.
O,
they find an old nail is in the way.
Tniesz go? Czekaj. Widzisz go?
And just like that, they're able to slip another board securely in. In my excitement, I climb the stair to get a closer look. Okay, back down below. A bit of shift to the right. Add more shims and blocking.
Więcej. O, widział? Daj go jeszcze.
Check the laser.
Dobrze jest, super.
And finish with a high-tech method to check for movement. Once the top is secure and it's moved away from the wall, they begin lifting the bottom and sliding in 2x4s.
I tam są nogi, widzisz, na tym stole.
To trzeba już teraz podkładać tym.
Oh, we just moved from the wall, now we have to leveling the stairs.
I love how these talented men are leveling our 140-year-old staircase using just a tape measure, a crowbar, some shims, and a laser. Once the laser shows where the bottom of the stair has to come up to, they remove the old carpeting in order to see when everything lines up.
Oj, to było. Nawet twoje wystaje, Kazik?
Co?
Tam nie wystaje?
Nie, dobrze jest. Dobrze jest. To może, no tak jak teraz, dobrze jest. Tylko ja bym musiał wziąć to, czekaj. Ja wezmę.
No razem.
Nie, czekaj, ja opuszczę.
Jest okej.
Now that the one shim is making the stair level, they need to shim the other side as well, without losing their level line.
Nie dam wykonania.
A, Kaziu, chodzisz jak... Co?
Na razie trzeba zrobić jak jest. Daj młotka.
Is it level now?
Yes.
Now it's level.
Now it's level.
Dobrze jest.
From the wall it was kind of like 5-8 inches. From the other side it was inch and a half. For the level. Here was tutaj ile?
Tu jest chyba zero.
Here was 0, here 3/4.
3/4.
So now it's perfect level.
Fantastic. Well done, guys. Amazing. And with that, it's level. That's a level stair. All right, let's walk up that stair. 11 years, it's always been a little bit off. Here we go. That's a nice walk up, guys. That feels level. That is great. Then they build us a temporary safety railing, and their long day of hard work is done. Here's a look at a time lapse of the entire day. That's me in the red cap buzzing around the room. Keep your eyes up here to see the staircase move. There. Then down here. Amazing, right? And while one of them took off, all three men deserve high praise. Well done, guys. Beautiful job on the staircase. Now the only thing left to do is show my husband. There's your new straight stair.
Great.
I'd say that's a rave review, and one more item completed on the massive list ahead of us as we take our 1881 Brooklyn house back to the studs to create our modern family home. Next time, we go behind the walls for a bit of a history lesson on why our house was filled from top to bottom with bricks hidden behind the plaster, and how very British our brick history is. But it was what we found behind the bricks that's really amazing, and something our next door neighbors have to see. That's your house. That's the original wood siding from 1880.
That is beautiful.
Perfectly preserved in the dark for 150 years.
It's a perfect shape.
Isn't it amazing? We'll see you next time.